Okay. How's it going, everybody? Cloudy here, your favorite Korean immersion learner on YouTube. I tried to shoot this video a few days ago. I made it all the way up here and I didn't have an attachment for my tripod. So I came back today and I didn't have an SD card in my phone, but I had more time today. It's kind of cold. It was even colder last time, but wind's blowing a little bit, as you can see from the trees. Hopefully my mic is not too exposed and it doesn't get too annoying. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here for my 2-year update. Man, let me just cover my microphone a little bit. 2-year update. I'm gonna make this quick because I don't know if I have too much to say. It's been a couple of months since I've posted an update, but I appeared on 2 different podcasts as a guest, and I talked a little bit about my journey, about my thoughts, about random stuff. One of those was the Korekara podcast. Love those guys. It was great to be on there. That was a lot of fun. And then also the Korean Always podcast. And I was their first guest, which was an honor. It was fun. 2 great Korean learners, good guys. So, if you want to hear more, you can go and watch those. I will leave some links in the description. Okay, so 2 years. Am I fluent yet? No, not quite. I guess that about wraps it up. Guess we're done here. Okay. No. I am constantly impressed with how I can continue to make progress with learning Korean. It feels like a long time in my first year it was a lot of struggle, but then now, I look and I see I have something like 4,000 Anki cards. May not be a lot compared to some. It's not up to a 10 card per day base, but it's about half that, a little over half that. But I also know a lot of other words that I don't have Anki cards for. The Migaku extension says I know about 6,500. That's not going to be quite accurate either. It parses things in a weird way, and it does what it can. It's counting the lemmas the best that it can anyway. So somewhere in between like 3,000 and 6,500 maybe. Probably, if I'm being honest with my comprehension, probably a little, I don't know, somewhere around the middle, 5K maybe. Anyway, that's about how many words I know now. And I've been looking up grammar things more intensively when I don't know them. It still feels like there's a lot to learn there. And it still feels like there's a lot to get intuitively and to understand intuitively. But I'm at a point now where I'm trying to tighten up my understanding so that I can start practicing speaking. I've noticed as I'm reading that I have a lot of when I come up against they're not simple sentences, but they're not really super complicated, crazy sentences, not overly verbose or anything. Just something slightly non-simple. It requires some nuance to understand what is being said. I notice I'm able to understand more sentences like that more quickly, which is nice. So, what else? It's kind of a nice day out. I don't really care to talk too much about like going on and on about what I think are the best methods and stuff. You know, I'm no genius when it comes to that stuff. I am interested in adapting systems that can work for everybody, or that are a good place to start for everybody, or adapting systems to work for you so that you can discover what's good for you. But I don't have any desire to be a guru on YouTube. I don't have any desire to teach people how to learn Korean. I don't have any desire to do any of that. Yeah. So I don't have too much to say about, you know, what's best and what's great and what's not great. I will say, though, I forgot to mention earlier, thank you, everybody, for joining me on this little YouTube journey, I guess, where I just passed 1,000 subscribers. So if 1,000 of you thought these videos were good enough to subscribe so that you could see more in the future. And if you think about 1,000 people, if you visualize 1,000 people, like I'm in a park right now and I see 3 people, but 1,000 of those would be a huge crowd. And so that's not lost on me. And I want to thank you all for listening and encouraging me and leaving your feedback in the comments. That's pretty cool. I think I had something like 90 subscribers when I started, because I had some music on my channel that I had a couple of videos just kind of take off for just some one-off things that I did with a synthesizer. And a lot of those people dipped when I started posting language learning stuff. So they've been replaced by other subscribers. And so yeah, 1,000 of you wanted to hear more. And I think that sends a clear message to me that I need to take a little bit of this seriously, because on one hand, I wasn't just waiting for somebody to tell me, you know, it's okay to do this, but you know, looking as far as feedback goes, you know, I have some ideas for how I can help and create value for people and create something interesting and helpful. I mean, that's good feedback that you guys keep subscribing. So yeah, I just want to thank you again and again, that it's been really fun to have you along. So that might bring a question to some of your minds. 1,000 subscribers, that means you can monetize your videos, right? You're going to be rich on YouTube, but that's not exactly the case. 1,000 subscribers is one of the requirements you have to monetize your videos on YouTube. And the other requirement is to have a certain amount of watch hours in a year period. And I don't meet that. I'm going to have to upload a lot more. And then as soon as monetization starts, that is something that, like, it switches on to start at that point. None of the previous stuff that I've done, you know, obviously it would be based on ad impressions. Anyway, yeah, this is not, I don't make money from doing these, which is good, because I do it in a really lazy, haphazard way. And if I were getting paid to do this, I probably wouldn't deserve it. However, I have been working on a video. I know I talked briefly about that a couple of months ago, that I was going to start doing some things. And I started making a video, and it ended up being such a huge, a bigger thing than I anticipated. And I was going to get some help on the video, but I didn't want to offload that work to somebody else, because it was just a bunch of nitpicky, it's kind of a long video. So I'm going to get help on the next one. Anyway, yeah, I have some ideas on some fun things to do with the community, and some things that I think some of you will look forward to when you see the first one. You know, I just have to keep working on this video, and I've been trying to bite at it a little bit every day recently, and I'll be able to finish that up and immediately start tackling smaller projects, because I realized I value my time, you value your time, and if I want to give you something that you're going to like, I want to give it to you in a package that's nice and small. So most of my videos should be pretty quick in the future. Knock on wood. Yeah, what else? I don't know how much there is to say. Oh yeah, I'm planning on doing some italki lessons. Finding a teacher who, like, I don't need a teacher with a whole curriculum to teach me Korean from scratch. To work with textbooks or anything. I just need somebody cool who is willing to converse and be patient with me, because I'm going to have a lot of silly things that I don't know, and a lot of other things that I do know. But yeah, I guess a little bit about some updates on kind of what I've been up to for learning Korean. I have been reading a lot, more than ever, way more than ever. There reached a point about a month and a half ago where I just hit this new level. It just felt like a breakthrough, and reading became easier. It almost felt like overnight. Like I just woke up one day and I was reading, and I thought, I'm actually enjoying this. This is fun. This is nice. And that was a weird experience, because I've been approaching reading like a means to an end, as far as my routine goes. Like I've just been reading and trying to get better, and knowing that every day that I read, I'm gonna be better sometime in the future, right? I'm about 2/3 the way through the second Harry Potter book. And I also recently started picking up and trying a bunch of different web novels. I started at least 8 different ones just to get a taste of it, because I was starting to feel excited about reading. And I found a couple that are pretty cool. One of them is I guess 2 of them are cooking related. It turns out that's been one of my domains. I've watched a lot of cooking YouTube and learned cooking and vegetable vocabulary. And you see it in Korean television all the time. Everybody's cooking and eating. Yeah, and I started a bunch of webtoons, and I have never had more fun with Korean. I don't know if that's true. Let's just say that I've just been really enjoying reading these webtoons. Okay, so I've been reading Shimhaesu, which is it's like Leviathan is the English name, and it's this post-apocalyptic world where the world has been hit. The Earth and the Moon were both hit with these ice comets, and they brought with it this alien life form that started mutating things. But one of the effects was just a massive flooding across the Earth, especially where Korea is, because it takes place in Korea. Never mind the details on how much water would have to fill up to cover entire land masses. I don't need to have that fit in order to enjoy the story. We're just pretending that there's not a lot of high mountains anywhere. But yeah, it's these nomadic kind of colonies that are either traveling around or have taken refuge in these building islands, I guess, that, the tops of buildings that are over the earth or over the water. Anyway, that's been cool. Yolep Jonsa. That one it's like hardcore leveling warrior. It was really funny. Kind of goofy art. This guy is just kind of an asshole, and not a lot of people like him, but he finds himself in these hairy situations that he has to get himself out of. And it's about him being kind of clever and lucky, super lucky, in a game world called Lucid Adventure, where you play during your sleep. I think I might have mentioned it a long time ago that I started it, but I dropped it back then because I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. What else is there to say? yeah, some video changes coming up on the channel soon. For real this time. It's actually happening. And that is going to result in probably a change in the way that I do these update videos. I don't know that I'm going to do a monthly update anymore. I might just update when I have something to share, or when I have something interesting happen, or an idea that I want to talk about. And because of that, this might be the last monthly update. I know I've skipped a few months here and there, but as far as talking about my specific journey, you know, maybe I'll come back in 3 months or so and update you on how it's going, and we'll just see how it goes. So, again, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a cool 2 years. I've met a lot of cool people in the community, and I hope to meet a lot more and to get to know some of you better. Because I think we have a pretty cool community. And I'm not just talking about one language Discord server or anything. I'm talking about the people who are on Instagram and Twitter and Discord, and you know, the Refill Discord, Migaku, all of these other ones. I think we all have a lot in common. We can do some pretty cool stuff together. So until next time, I guess I will catch you all later.